Alright, welcome back, and here we go for part 6 of the TMNT Turtle Craze. Here we go with DogPound and Metalhead. Now, in the previous part, you saw me unbox, the boxing. You saw their packaging of these two, and now I have them out, so let's take a look. Now, I gotta say, right out of the package, they feel like cheap toys. They really do. Like, when I picked up the turtles, the original turtles, they felt good. They felt like good quality plastic, and they were hefty. Now these guys are hefty, but I gotta say, holding them, they feel gritty, and the quality control is, I gotta say, it's lackluster, even in the details. They did some things that are really good, and I'll point those things out, but this thing just feels like a cheap McDonald's toy or something. I don't really like it, but they are hefty, and that helps mitigate that. But here on the back, you have, well, okay, let's start in the front. So this is Metalhead. Looks a lot like his vintage counterpart, but Derek Wyatt, I think, did the artwork, and it looks just like it, so that's nice. You know, unlike the turtles, they look nothing like their animated parts. This looks exactly like that. That's one thing they did nice. Another thing that they did nice was the decals they put on. I guess they didn't really have to do it, and they could have left it blank, but here it has a triangle, a warning sign. Here it has a triangle with a pointing arrow. But like I said, this one, it looks like it's starting to chip off, and it looks like it's battle damaged. Not sure if that's how it's supposed to be, because I said this was the only one in the store, so I couldn't really compare it to anything. But that's one thing to look out for. There's not much paint on him, I gotta say. Like, I think most of the plastic on this thing are molded in the colors that they're supposed to be. Like the kneecaps are, this gray plastics. These parts are painted, but you could tell they're painted because they are a bright yellow compared to the mustard yellow throughout the rest of the figure. He doesn't have much articulation. He's the same size as Michelangelo from the 2012 line, so he's pretty short, but he's got a ball jointed neck. It's very tight. Rotate shoulders, wrist swivels on this arm. On this arm he's got an action feature, and it does rotate, but it doesn't, well, it has the exact same articulation as this one actually. So it rotates at the forearm and up and down at the shoulder, and it has a hole that goes all the way through that holds the missile that it comes with. It's a translucent, foggy red plastic missile, and there's no spring mechanism, which some people hated, but I actually really enjoy, because this is what they've been doing. They're doing the, you know, the friction flick missiles. And there's no nubs that hold it in, it's all friction. So once you get past a certain point, it just sticks, because this thing gets thicker all the way up the shaft, and once it gets far enough, it just holds in there, so it's not going to fall or anything. You're not going to have spring missiles that are going to, you know, die out on you. So this one, you could flick as hard as you want, and it'll go as far as you want, better than any spring that these companies could give you, safety purposes. Like, look, just for now, I'm just going to flick. Oops, I completely missed. I missed. Ow. Yeah, I missed like a bunch of times. But once you get it right, it just goes soaring. That made you look really bad, didn't it, buddy? But yeah, I gotta say, I like it. It's a personal preference. Like that one, you could shoot as far as you want. Better than spring-loaded missiles, in my opinion. Now back to articulation, you got, it's not a ball joint. It's like a hinge and a swivel. It's like the other turtles. He's got the same basic features as a turtle. Like, he looks like one of the turtles. Even his kneecap shin guards don't go all the way around to allow for, you know, articulation, and they swivel. So he makes a really nice clone of a turtle, if that ever happens. I haven't read his bio yet. But here on the inside, this is the best part. They did the techno-organic molding and painting in there, so it looks really awesome. He looks great. The only thing that's missing is his actual antenna on top of his head. It's been shortened down to a little nub. That part sucks. But here on the back, you have some detail on his shell, which is a manhole cover, that's really cool. But it's hollow and it feels really light, and it just feels like you could rip right off. It says NYC on it. Nothing much to it. I definitely think I'm gonna probably paint this silver just to make it look more like a manhole cover, and then give it a black wash. Or I'll just leave it and just keep it a figure, because I'm definitely gonna play with these guys. Put him to the side. We have 3.5 minutes left. Let's go over DogPound. Now he's awesome. But he does feel the same. He feels very like a cheap McDonald's toy, much like Krang. But he is hefty. He's got a lot of mass to him. Let's go over articulation real quick. His face spins around, which is weird, but I guess they didn't have much choice. Same arm as the turtles. There's a swivel here and it rotates. There's a forearm cut. On the other side, his other hulking arm, same shoulder, same forearm. Now he rotates at the waist, same legs as the turtles, but on mine it's really loose. This could be another QC problem. Definitely another QC problem would be the paint apps on this. There's some red or pink scuffing off from this part, I think, and scuffing onto the white parts, even on the tail. Now the tail and the mane come unassembled. They come packaged down towards his feet in the bottom of the package, and they just snap in, but once you get them in, it feels like they're not going to come out. The tail does swivel side to side. The mane is nice and pointy, but it is very plain, and even his belt. The one problem I have with this is that the belt strap is like shredders, and it goes all around his chest and his back, but it keeps changing colors to what part of the body it's on. Like on the front it'll look like fur, on the back it'll look like his mane, which is white. So I'm definitely have to go in there and paint it up the way that it looked at the toy fair, which looked amazing. So yeah, and the best part is this guy's sculpting on his face. He just looks so badass. Looks like he's gonna eat you up. He does stand up on his own really well, gotta say. Even if his tail was up, he could still stand on his own. Mainly due to his really large hollow feet. And he has pegs on the bottom, which is going to be nice. I really hope they incorporate this into one of the future vehicles or playsets. Yeah, I mean, if you like the design of this guy, definitely pick him up. For playability, I mean, they're small action figures, and for the same price you're going to get for this guy, for these guys or the turtles, he's definitely cool. But yeah, if you like collecting these guys, I say add them to your collection. And even though I say they feel cheap and everything, I still absolutely love them because of their design. Like, they just look so animated. They remind me of Transformers animated, because, you know, we're so used to seeing a continuous aesthetic appeal to these old vintage toys, but then here they come out with these new animated shows and they just give them a whole new life. So I'm really happy with the way they turned out design wise, but build wise, it's still a bit iffy. These guys, but they are cool. Better than Krang and the Foot Soldiers by far. This guy's sort of like the turtle, but a cheaper alternative. This guy's just a big honking figure. Alright, so for the next part, I'm not sure what it'll be. Maybe, hopefully it'll be the Shell Raiser. Thanks for checking my video out, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you later. If you like and subscribe, alright? It does me a lot. It helps my ego, and makes me want to put out more videos for you guys. Alright, take care, and good luck hunting. Peace, guys.